1 Kings 17:13a. Then Elijah said to her, "Do not fear. Go, do as you have said, but make me a little bread cake from it first, and bring it out to me, and afterward you may make one for yourself and your son." King Ahab of Israel fashioned altars to pagan deities and encouraged his people to worship them, actively diverting his people away from God. King Stumbling Block would have been an appropriate moniker for this irreverent ruler. He was the worst of Israel's kings. 1 Kings 16:33. God sent Elijah to warn Ahab of a drought that would afflict Israel for years because of Ahab's insolence. Then God instructed Elijah to seek shelter beyond the Jordan River, where he would be provided for. Elijah was told to meet a widow in Zarephath who would feed him. However, this widow only had one last meal for herself and her infirm son. Elijah told her not to worry about how little she had left, but that God would give them all that they would need to eat. Her flour and oil never ran dry. Elijah, the widow, and her son ate and were filled for weeks. But her son's illness worsened, and she doubted the veracity of Elijah. Elijah begged the Lord for help. Her son was healed, and the widow finally believed. 1 Kings 17:24. Then the woman said to Elijah, "Now I know that you are a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in your mouth is truth." 1 Kings 17 foreshadows two of Jesus' public miracles: the feeding of the 5,000, documented in all four Gospels, and the healing of the son of the widow of Nain, the first person ever to be raised from the dead by Jesus. Luke 7:11-15. Metaphorically, droughts in our own lives, whether emotional, spiritual, or physical, can last for years. This lack or loss, in whatever form it takes, brings exhaustion and helplessness, loneliness and desperation. And many times there is not a prophet waiting in the wings to save us. That is where trust comes in. God has given us these stories to bolster our belief. When fear and doubt bring us to the brink of despair, that is the very point when we are expected to rely on God the most. The world will tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. The Lord asks you to pull yourself to Him. Drag yourself kicking and screaming to God and believe.